All right, this is the type of meeting you come to where you expect somebody to stand up and say that they've got the cure for cancer and it tastes like chocolate. That's not what I have here today. But I do have something that I believe will revolutionize the way businesses use video. And Albert Einstein said that invention is the result of necessity. And for me, this is it. This is the mobile studio stick. It may just look like another selfie stick, but it's not. Because this is more extendable. This is more flexible. It's more stable. And it's more agile than a typical selfie stick. This is a mobile production studio, and it's got more portability. But best of all, out of all of its abilities, is its affordability. Now folks, is this more expensive than a selfie stick? Yeah, you bet it is. But it's not what you pay, it's what you get. This is my first time delivering this speech, and you know, there's a difference between a Saturn and a Porsche. The Porsche has more thought put into it. It's been more well designed. And it saves you time and it saves you money.
The Saturn's out of production.
That's right. It's obsolete.
That's the point.
Thank you. This will make that selfie stick obsolete. Now, it's designed for the savvy business professional, the chiropractor, the real estate agent, the dentist, the mechanic. Anyone who has a retail location and provides a service can use this in a very effective way. Will it work for your family outings, your barbecue, or your trip to Phoenix, Arizona? Sure, it'll work for that. But this is designed for business owners who know that they are their own best video spokesperson and that no one is better than they are at talking about their business. See, the problem is that we went to business school and we never got taught how to use video in our communications. But today, it's painfully obvious that if we're not using video in our business, we're falling behind. Gary Vaynerchuk says that if we don't realize that we are a media company first in our businesses, we are vulnerable to someone else doing a better job of being louder and staying top of mind. Because communicating in a digital format is the way people do their research. We've all heard that 90% of people do 90% of their research before they step into your store. They already know what decision they're going to make. And this solves the question, how do I make a video? And I provide 4 training videos that help you overcome the fear of equipment, the fear of technology, the fear of cost, and the fear of judgment. Judgment being the biggest reason that you probably aren't using video right now. You're worried about what other people are going to say about you and how you're going to look on camera. But we all know we can't be everything to everyone. It's impossible. So the first thing that we have to realize is that by nature, some people are going to criticize us, and we're going to have to be okay with that. Because those people would never buy what we're selling anyways. And they're just haters. And you know the saying about haters. If you don't have any haters, you're not trying hard enough. So this has a universal clamp mount on the bottom. Sticks to any desk, table, countertop, or chair. And there's a chair in every room. So you don't need a tripod. And I found a tripod to be much more bulkier and take up more space and have fewer ways to get stabilized than this clamp right here. It extends from 17 inches to 4 feet. Oops. And it fits in any suitcase, so you can travel with it. Fits in any briefcase, most purses, and is the most mobile production studio and least expensive production studio in the world. It comes with a professional gaff tape around the shaft because I found that this is the most used tool on any video production. Gaff tape can be used in this scenario to hold on an extra battery if you run out of juice while your phone is in the clamp mount. This clamp mount accepts any smartphone, Apple or Android, on landscape or in platform, and can be held out with the handle to follow you around wherever you go. So the advantage here is that it's one unit. It's not multiple units. I went through hundreds of dollars and dozens of different contraptions to try to find something to do what I wanted it to do, but nothing could do. So I had to assemble this on my own. Right now, it's a pop-up manufacturing scenario in my living room. It takes me 7 minutes and 20 seconds to assemble one of these. My 13-year-old daughter, who also helps me and earns $3 per assembly, can do it in 9 minutes and 45 seconds. And so it's time to expand this. Currently, the cost before my volume discounts that I'm anticipating in the future is $48.18. And that is end-to-end with my shipping costs.
Say that again. That was your cost to manufacture?
Cost to manufacture.
$48?
$48.
Okay.
It's listed right now on my website for $197. It comes with my book and a lavalier microphone, so that you never have an excuse not to make a video. And the best time to make a video is when the idea pops into your head, because that idea is fresh and you can progress that idea when it comes to you. My book sells on Amazon for $45, and it teaches you how to publish 1-minute videos so that it shows up on the first page of Google. And I've got a demonstration to show you here today. But before I do that, you should know that this is patented and that we're thinking about the future. We're designing a newer and better clamp and a case to hold the stick along with the microphone, and there's a light that can go on top as well. So it's not just a rush to see who can get it first to market. 18 years ago, on the campus of Stanford University, 2 guys got together in the center of Silicon Valley by the name of Larry and Sergey. And they started this thing with one idea. They started Google with one idea, and that's what grew it to what it is today. That idea is that they gave people what they wanted. And since then, they've been able to track behavior and see what people like and what they spend their time on. Do you know what people like? They like video. They like video, don't they? They like to watch video on their smartphones. And they know that if they didn't give you what you wanted, what would you do? You'd go somewhere else, wouldn't you? You have no loyalty to them, their brand. You only want what you want. And that's the law of attraction. So, for example, if you were to get up every day and look in the mirror and say, "Oh, I'm just tired and fat," and I'm kind of ugly, and today's gonna be a wreck, and I'll probably get in an accident. What are you gonna get? Probably something shitty like that, right? But if you get up every day and you look in the mirror and you say, wow, I'm getting stronger, and I just love how, I'm making better health choices, and I'm probably gonna get lucky today. Wow, I can't wait to see what happens. What are you gonna get? So, your job now as a business owner is to give your customers what they want. And they are demanding video. And this is the least expensive, most flexible, easiest, efficient way for you to capture video. You can make training videos, and you can automate processes in your videos so that you can answer the question, how can this be the last time that I ever do this thing in my job? And you can create team videos, communication videos, as well as communicate to the outside world. So if anybody has a smartphone, this morning before I got here, I created a video with the title, Think Tank, Fort Collins, Colorado. Entrepreneurial Think Tank, Fort Collins, Colorado. Can anyone do a search in Google and find the video that I just published 10 minutes ago with that title? Entrepreneurial Think Tank, Fort Collins, Colorado. To see if it truly does show up on the first page of Google, or if I'm just talking gibberish up here.
Yeah, it showed up on YouTube.
Well, it's not YouTube that I wanted to show up on, because raise your hand if you've used Google in the last 24 hours to do a search. You've gotten directions, haven't you? You've looked at food recipes. You've looked at health solutions. 99% of people today use the Google search engine to solve their daily problems. And if you're not there where people are looking for you, then you might as well not exist. But for somebody who's looking for an entrepreneurial think tank in Fort Collins, Colorado, is this a good result? Is this group a good result? Does this solve their problem for that question? Yes, it does. So if I speak into my phone,
Sorry.
there it is. And I'm going to show everybody that same video. So, this is how people solve their problems today. Entrepreneurial Think Tank, Fort Collins, Colorado. It's the fastest, easiest way. People are conditioned to expect instant gratification, right? Fort Collins, CO. Okay, so without any views, it was there a second ago.
Somebody took it away.
All right, so it is in the videos tab. Think tank, somebody found it. There you go. That's embarrassing, but he found it.
Yeah,
Can
I
you
found
show it? Can you play it? I don't know what happened to
He
mine.
must have just typoed it in the search bar. He's got it.
I don't get that. I mean, I did the search myself 5 minutes ago.
Never works when you want to show it.
But your audio is pretty good, so I'll just hold it up for people. Is that all right?
Well, yeah, but better start. There we go. Yeah, okay.
We're going there right now.
So you're driving while you're filming? There's no log inside, is there?
See, the problem is, I know I've got all these great ideas.
He was on closed track with a professional driver.
Oh,
yeah, I noticed it.
Pitch their
The
ideas.
selfie stick was doing all the
Tell
work.
me their ideas, so that I can pitch mine.
It's a mobile production studio.
Sorry, my name's Anthony Prichard, and because I've been able to see so many other business people give their pitch at 1 Million Cups, today I'm the one giving a presentation, and I'm looking forward to your feedback. So come down and join us at Mesh Fort Collins every Wednesday at 9 a.m. to get your cup of 1 million cups of coffee. See you there.
Great. So how did I edit that so sophisticatedly with the integrated music and the transitions and the overlays? It's called Editing with Artificial Intelligence, with AI. And it's available through an app that I use, thank you, called Magisto. And it's allowed me to create video 10 times more videos and compete against, $10,000 level video productions with my smartphone. So I'm looking for someone that likes what they see here. Someone who might have a background in TV, might have a background in advertising or product development. And someone who can confidently take this to the next level with me. Promising that you'll get your investment back inside of a year, and you'll walk away with a 5% stake in the business. What I need right now is $100,000, half of that going to produce the first 1,000, and the other half going to an assistant, because I'll be out teaching and showing people how to make videos and how to be better on videos. They'll be booking me. There'll be customer service. There'll be fulfillment. That person will be, the administrative component, and marketing. Luckily, my background is in marketing. I already market for a dozen businesses in Denver through video production, and that piece I have a hold of as well, obviously. So these two very expensive components of business are taken care of, and I only anticipate $1,000 a month to start on each of the most two profitable platforms for video, which is Facebook and YouTube, to be in the black after 6 months. So that's my 6 minute. I may have gone over, I apologize, but if you have any questions, I'd love your feedback or comments or concerns here. Yes?
A couple things. Well, one, did you ever think about just contract manufacturing this stuff and then selling through, distribution? Because you could probably get the cost of per unit way down, and you could probably sell to far more.
Right. So I'm thinking I would purchase all the parts, and that person would assemble them for me, and then ship them to Amazon.
You could do it with a factory, and you can get contracts to sell that thing
on demand.
A ton of places. I'll introduce you to a guy for that. But
okay.
The other thing is, have you thought about on your raise? Have you thought about maybe breaking that up and just having maybe raising more money so you can really scale that thing?
Yeah, I just calculated what I would need in the first year, and I didn't get too sophisticated. I just said parts cost this much. The labor is going to cost me this much. The marketing is going to cost me this much. I didn't put any for myself until it starts making money, which in that point I would be able to afford myself my small salary.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
So I mean, you in terms of the pitch, are you trying to sell the concept of video for your business, or are you trying to sell this, or are you selling the need for video, and this is how you do it, because it didn't flow
Sure.
like that? So yeah, are you building a production company or a video consulting company?
Yeah.
That also sells its product.
That's my competitive advantage, is that it comes with training. It comes with free training, which my competitors will never be able to compete with me against. Because they'll say, this stick, extend here, press button and record. That's basically going to be my competition on a training video. And and so mine's just going to have a lot more sophistication when it comes to teaching business professionals how to use it. You can't do anything with this. You've got to be able to conduct yourself through sequencing your information in the right format. Delivering information in the order people consume it. And my background is in sales, and video producers don't have the same sales background that I do. Advertising companies don't have any video production experience. And so right in the middle is this stick that allows anybody to be their own video producer. But they just need a little bit more information on how to look good on camera, what to say and how to say it.
So also, I think you should sell the concept of video, why it's important. You know, have that example in the video, then say it was made with this, and then I use these things to make this happen. And if you purchase this product, you get all of this training. And so have it flow like that. You set up a problem, you set up a want, like, hey, you really need video.
Got it.
You got excited about that. It's like, and this is how you can make this thing.
Yeah, I kind of did it backwards.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for that. I appreciate it.
The other thing is if you're selling to businesses, tell them why they shouldn't go hire a semi-professional or professional video company.
Okay.
If I'm going to be putting money into it, why do I want a cell phone video versus a $500,000 camera that's video thing?
Right.
That Joe down the street, who I know is a good marketer and does this for a living, has. Why shouldn't I do that?
Right. So point out why they should start with the basics before they purchase the premium video production option.
Or even why they shouldn't go to a boutique instead of just doing it themselves.
Got it. Yeah, Natalie?
Would you
I
first
think
go ahead?
you're-
Yeah.
Your talk was kind of a mishmash of a bunch of things. You started out kind of in Ronco TV infomercial mode, selling why your product is going to be useful to the audience. And you ended up with a pitch for investment. And it's hard to do all of these things in the same talk. Because you're probably either talking to one audience or the other. Now, when you're talking to investors, you want to convince them that this is a useful product, but they're not necessarily your audience. Maybe they are, but they're probably not going to buy your product. But so I think you need to separate these two things out and have two separate talks. One, the infomercial, the other, a call for investment. And in the investment talk, you need to do things like lay out the size of the market, lay out your expenses, talk about how you can ramp up your business to meet that market, all of the things that you see in these 1 million cups talks, at least the good ones. And you can talk about your competitive advantage, that you can, teach people how to sell it. You can show that you have, yes, I have this book. Yes, I have examples of teaching how to make good video production and so forth using my product. And some of that is of interest to the investor, but you're not actually selling that to the investor.
Right. Oh, I meant to have the book, by the way. Here's the book. And the last thing I wanted to give out, does anybody know what the most valuable thing on any website is? It's a video testimonial. Does anyone disagree? It's somebody else who's gone before you and already given their money. So whenever I ask anybody for a video testimonial, they say yes, no, or maybe. Always followed by the same sentence. What do I say? And that's when I stab them with this 3-step video testimonial formula that helps anyone deliver a great 1-minute testimonial. So I'll give these out at the end so that you all can use this for your business and collect video testimonials for the stuff that you do.
Yeah, so I think along those same lines, whatever others are saying, there's a lot of stuff in there. And at some point, if you wanted, not necessarily get started, obviously you started, but you have to focus, what's my priority, where do I want to start with? I mean, you obviously have some advantage, you've done some research, you have a collection of items when put together, have a competitive advantage, but it's just not, it's not clear. And at some point you go to decide, okay, what road or what path do I take first to make that going? Because you're, just right now, then you start selling us on something yet different.
Yes.
Yet another type of thing that you can do. And so it's confusing. If I'm a customer, what am I buying? I'm am I buying you? Am I buying your stick? Am I buying your book? Am I buying your, you know, your card to make a video testimonial for my business? Which leads me to the question also is, who are your customers? You know, they could be, you know, is it a B2B, is it a B2C? Who are you targeting? So again, you gotta start, you know, where do I go first?
Right.
Because you can't target everybody and
Real
everything.
estate agents is where I do most of my
Yeah.
work. I'll give a 45-minute presentation to realtors, and afterwards more than half the room will stand up and buy this for my promotional in-person offer of $150. So they get the book, they get the stick, they get the microphone, and they're off and running. And they can now be the expert in their neighborhood for selling homes, for the neighborhood meetings, for the dog parks, for the coffee shops, the restaurants, and they can show off the place that they, you know, are the authority
So
in.
you're selling a package.
Yeah, and I think, you know, to answer your question, in my mind, the way I thought of it for an investor is if somebody could stand up and show something off and actually sell it in front of me, then I would see that it has actual value. And I could invest in knowing that there was value there. So I'm trying to actually sell it to you guys. Do you see the value? Do you see how you could use this to gain a new client? Is $150 worth it for you? Because you know how much a new client's worth to the average entrepreneur? $2,000 over 3 to 5 years. So they got a hair salon, gets a new client. Over 3 to 5 years, they'll get at least $2,000. Are you willing to spend 10% of that revenue to generate a new client? You bet your ass you are.
Not for, your value is in the book.
Right.
The value is in how you do
Well,
that.
that's the, yeah.
That's what you should sell. You
You're
shouldn't
selling
give
your
that
stick.
away. If I got that for free and then I went out and bought myself a $3 selfie stick, I could do the same of the same
That's right.
result.
You keep
Sell the book.
Yeah.
Give the selfie stick away for